Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the Drag Detective, and we are here with another Power Rankings video. Now, I just wanted to clear up some things that people had mentioned in the comments of my previous Power Rankings. This is a cumulative list, which means that every previous episode that has come before the one we're speaking about plays into the Queen's rankings. So I give the Queens points, and then they get ranked on those points. So the only time that I really put in my own opinion is when queens are tied, which, like in this episode, we had 6 queens that had 6 points. So at that point, I would step in and figure out who goes where based on runways, based on challenge performance, based on personality and storylines and all of that. And then also, I can't guarantee when these will come out because I don't always watch the episodes the day they come out. So like last week's episode, I didn't watch until this Wednesday, which is why it came out literally yesterday. So I will try and watch the episodes on Fridays and get these out as fast as possible, but obviously I have a life and I cannot guarantee that every week, but I will do my best. Now, episode 4, can we all agree that was like one of the best episodes of Drag Race, period? It was just so much fun. I found myself cracking up at TAMISHA, at UTICA, at the mirror chats. I thought it was just so funny. One of the best runways we've had. That was like an all-star worthy runway. And one of the best lip syncs we've ever had. So I was really, really impressed with the queens this episode. And I mean, while the acting challenges aren't always the best and sometimes they're cringy, this definitely wasn't as bad as some of them. And some queens gave really good performances. So overall, I think this was a really, really good episode. And it made ranking these queens a little bit difficult. But unfortunately, we're down to 12 now. Spoiler alert, Miss Kimora Hall is gone, which I kind of realized would probably be happening based on the previous episodes. So let's figure out who is at the bottom now that Kimora is gone. And in number 12 this week, we have the person who was number 12 last week, Miss Joey J. Now, I did see Joey struggle a little bit. Now, she did okay in the final product, but we definitely saw her shaking in her boots a little bit during the filming of those RuPaul Mark movies. I really did actually like her runway. It was a little bit all over the place. Like, I don't know. It was half the Matrix and then half this, like, tongue thing on the back. I really, really liked the concept of the train. I really liked the runways that didn't just have, you know, pretty fabric as the train. So I was a little bit confused on the runway, but I liked it a lot more than what she's shown us previously. So overall, do I think Joey's going to be out next? I don't know. If they're going to be doing a sewing challenge with looks, it makes me a little bit nervous because her looks have not always been top tier. We'll just say that. But I do think that she has a really good personality and maybe she can sew. So I really enjoy Joey. I want to see more of her, but I had to put her at the bottom. 1, because she had the lowest amount of points at this point, and 2, she just isn't reaching the caliber of a lot of the other queens. In number 11, we have someone who I love, but who is this week's biggest plummet, and that is Miss LALA Ree. Now, LALA, I really did not think did well in this challenge at all. While other queens were serving bad or good, she kind of just served nothing. It's like, go girl, give us nothing. I did love her runway, but I just feel like we're not getting a lot from her. We're not getting a lot of confessionals. We're not getting a lot of storyline. She's just kind of there. And there are plenty of queens who are giving us great commentary, great workroom interactions, and I kind of forget LALA is even there a lot of the time. So unfortunately, I had to kind of put her this low at number 11, but I am holding out hope that she brings us something good soon because she is fierce and she's gorgeous, and I just feel like she's not giving us as much as she could be at this point. That brings us to number 10, who is ELLIOTT, who shall not be named. Just kidding, but if you've seen some of her comments recently, yeah, I also agreed with KANDY. I thought ELLIOTT could have totally been on the bottom this week. I was watching her performance and I'm like, oh, that's cringy. Also, her runway was literally just a bodysuit that she was like, oh, I need a train. Let me just attach this train to it. It just was really, it was disjointed. Did she look gorgeous? Yes. It was just kind of disjointed for me. So overall, I did not live for Elliott this week, and I also was getting annoyed by her, just like I was in episode 1. She definitely, I think the underdog storyline helped her come off as less irritating in episode 2, but unfortunately, I'm kind of feeling that way again, and maybe some of the outside statements that she's made has kind of filtered in to the show and made me kind of look at her in a different way. But I mean, I guess that's kind of hard when you have Queen saying pretty racist things. So overall, Elliott is the only queen on this cast I am not living for. And that's okay. We don't have to, right? We don't have to love every queen, but we also don't have to be in their DMs or in their comments telling them how much they suck. So let's just not send any hate to any queens. I don't live for Elliott, so she dropped 2 spots to number 10. Now, number 9, we have Miss Utica, who literally, I don't know what I was witnessing when she had that exchange with RuPaul this episode, but I was cracking up. I was like, what alternate dimension did I just enter? What am I even, like, watching? It was so funny. And her runway was really, really good. And knowing that she made it herself obviously gives her some extra points. And that makes me very excited to see what she can serve next week in the ball challenge. So, I mean, Utica hasn't really stood out maybe performance-wise, but her personality is so fun. And she's just like a shining light, basically. And I am excited to see what else she can bring and if she can maybe start standing out in the challenges a little bit more. Number 8, we have Miss Gottmik, who kind of was a hit and a miss for me this week. I thought her runway was one of the worst, and I was like, that's not a train. And then I realized that she switched her sheer runway for her train runway, and this would have been what she wore if she was in the episode with the sheer runway. So I was like, okay, that makes sense, because it really wasn't a train. But I do think she did a really good job in the challenge, and I really liked her Karen haircut, and I thought she did well. So she rises 1 spot to number 8, but I am very excited to see also her in the ball next week because, I mean, besides this one episode, everything else she's worn this season has been incredible, so I'm excited to see some more looks from her. Now, number 7, we have the queen who was at number 7 last week. She did not move a spot. It is TAMISHA Iman. Now, I live for TAMISHA. The entire fandom is living for TAMISHA. And I really see her having like a breakout moment in one of these upcoming challenges where she gets the win. And then when she gets some momentum, it's just like wins all the way till the end of the season. Like top tier performances from her. I just think she needs like one high placement or one win to really start to believe in herself more. And then she can just serve us and Rue what we all know she can do. So obviously I wish I could put TAMISHA higher than this, but based on points and how other people did this week, I just couldn't put her any higher. But I mean, obviously she's one of my favorites and I live for her, and I really, really want her to break out and become a challenge threat. So number 6, we have the only bitch, literally the only bitch, DENALI. Oh my goodness, that was one of the best lip syncs I have seen. She did not have to literally assassinate, murder, and destroy Kimora like that, but she did anyway. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. Obviously, she's had a lot of highs and lows, and we were only 3 episodes in with her, but she just has so much personality, and she's so fun, and I look forward to what she wears on the runway every week. And honestly, if she were to be in the bottom 2 every week and send home every single queen, I would not even be mad, because the fact that she has performed 3 different songs now that are all kind of in the same vein and realm, but every performance that she's given has been so different that's talent. And I very much am excited to see what she brings. And I hope that this was just like a one-time thing and that she can recover and get some more wins under her belt, because I would love to see her in that top 4. Okay, number 5, we have Miss Tina Burner, who rose 1 spot from last week. Like I said in the last episode, I'm not getting Tina. I'm getting a character made for TV, which is fun and all, but it doesn't really help the audience connect with you. I did think Tina did a really good job in this episode, in the challenge. I thought she could have been high, but her runway was a really good concept. I don't know if it like fully was realized enough. I'm waiting for a moment for Tina to click with me. And we're not there yet, but I still have some hope that it could happen. So we'll see. She's still in the top 5, so maybe she'll grab a win and become a real front runner. Now, number 4, we have our biggest jump this week in Miss KANDY MUSE. Like, okay, listen, guys. I love KANDY MUSE. She just eats up that camera, but it's not in a way that is annoying like some queens in the past. It's like she knows how to work a camera. She knows what to say to, start some drama. She is literally a star, and even if she had like such a small part in the challenge this week, she made it work. And even though her runway didn't plan out, she made it work. Now that wig, I will say, didn't work, but I thought that gown was really pretty on her. I do wish the train was longer, but overall, I think this was a great week for KANDY, and I hope that she can keep this momentum and just, keep slaying, because I love seeing her on screen. She is one of my absolute favorites this season. So now we have our top 3, which has Rosé in the number 3 spot, rising 1 spot from last week. I thought her Nomi was really cute. I think she's really fun, and she showed a lot more of her heart this week. I thought in Untucked, that conversation with Denali was just so cute and heartwarming, and I was like, oh wait, this is really sad. And I'm excited to see more of that Rosé. I think that they're trying to give her this villain arc, but you can tell there's a lot of heart there, and I hope that they show a little bit more of that. This runway, it was fine. I liked it. She looked pretty, but just compared to the other queens, it was one of my least favorites. But if everyone else hadn't slayed it so hard, I might have liked this a little bit more. Just comparatively, it was fine. So yeah, Rosé, top 3 now. And that leads us to our top 2, which actually is unchanged from last week. Number 2, we have Miss Olivia Lux, who I think did an incredible job this week, and I thought could have been in the top over Rosé or KANDY. I thought her old lady was so funny. It had levels. She did an amazing old lady makeup on it. I thought her runway was one of my absolute favorites. This Beethoven moment with these beautiful appliques on her eyes and the wig. I thought Olivia did incredible this week, but I do understand wanting to get some different girls in the top instead of just the same couple of queens. I'm excited for more Olivia. She is stunning. She's gorgeous. She's giving really great confessionals, and I think she is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this competition. And, did anyone else really have a doubt of who would be number 1? Again, she was number 1 last week. She was number 1 this week. It's Simone. She owned this entire week. There wasn't anybody else even close to her performance in the challenge and the runway. Oh my goodness, the do-rag. It's genius. It is so genius. And I've seen so many people on Twitter and Reddit saying, she made me feel so seen, and, something from my culture that I don't really get to see portrayed in a positive way on television. She did that. And so it's just, she's having such an impact on people, and she's not afraid to take risks with her fashion, with her performances, and, it's obviously working out pretty well for her. She is the front runner right now in this competition, and I love watching her. She has such a star power and charisma, and, her runways are just incredible, so I am so excited to see what she brings us this season, and I would honestly be so shocked if we don't see her in that top 4 at the end, because she's just, she's been in 3 episodes and she's won every single one. So it's these girls are going to have to step up their game to keep up with her at this point. Okay, so that was this week's power ranking. I am loving this season so far. Every single queen, even the first out, Kimora, was amazing in one way or another. So I have such high hopes for this whole season, and I'm so excited to continue this power ranking series with you guys. Make sure you check out my Instagram, my Twitter. I'm posting polls on there about the episodes after they air. Also my Patreon. I'm trying to hit 25 patrons so that I can afford a legitimate microphone for this channel. So help me out with that. I would really appreciate it. Just for $1 even. Get yourself some perks. And I have some more fun content coming out in the upcoming week that I'm excited to share with you guys. So until next time, I'm the Drag Detective, and I'm going to go solve the mystery of how TAMISHA Iman can be so fucking perfect and a total goddess I don't know if there's an answer for that, so I might be working on that for a while, but I will see you guys soon.